Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of your OGR, as today we're talking about an absolute dreadful game between the Edmonton Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets. A game that I'm really not wanting to talk about because of the fact that this game was just so bad. So bad. Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, I don't even really I don't even have the energy to scream because I was screaming so much during the live stream just in general anyways. Just because of how bad this game kind of went. It was not a very beautiful game. It was really ugly. The Oilers did not play very well. From top to bottom, this was one of the worst games that I have watched, without a doubt. So before I get into it, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. That'll be very much appreciated, boys. And like what I was saying, this game was a very ugly game from top to bottom. We didn't play very well defensively. Keith was just an absolute bomb out there. He played horrible. Nurse and Barry, we threw that defensive pairing back together, and that was one of the worst decisions you could ever make. CC looked horrible. Cuckoo looked horrible. Just about everybody in that blue line looked horrible. Everyone did. Everyone needs to take accountable that everyone played horrible. We looked dead out there. We didn't look like we were just flat on the gas. Koskinen, couldn't make some saves. It was also that we played very bad defensively as well. It wasn't just all on Koskinen. Koskinen did make some pretty big saves throughout the game, but, some saves he could have made and it would have been nice. But either way, even if Koskinen did make those types of saves, we wouldn't have won this game because of the fact that this team did not look very good throughout this entire game. It was straight up a bad game. Our depth keeps getting exposed hardcore. Taking a look at the stats of that, and I'm going to kind of dive into that as well because the analytics for our bottom six is dreadful. It is. We had, 3 goals against on that third line between Perlini, Ryan, and Turris had 3 goals against on them, and Cassie, McLeod, and Fogle had 1 goals against on them. We legit can't get any defense from our depth. Every time our depth is thrown out there, they at least get a goals against on them. It is absolutely dreadful and horrible. So let's dive into this. I really don't want to be sitting here talking about this game because it was just a bad game. Plain and simple, it was a bad game. So let's get right into it. Adam Lowry scores the first goal of the game. Now, this was a horrible dump-in attempt by Duncan Keith. I don't know exactly what the hell he was thinking. He chipped it in, but it hit off of one of the Jets forwards. I don't even know where he was trying to shoot it, but he tipped it in, and then it was like Bouchard was left all by himself with Lowry. He didn't really push him too hard. Lowry took a nice shot and it squeaked right through the 5-hole on Mikko Koskinen to start the game off. And I already seen it, but even before that goal even happened, that we weren't going to win this game. The way that the Oilers looked, and just the first minute of the game, I was like, yeah, this team's not playing very good. This team is totally out of sync. We don't look very good. We're not winning this game. And I was right. I knew once we had Nurse and Barry up on the top pair that this was not going to be a good night. And it wasn't. We did not look very good throughout this entire night. It was a really bad night. Then moving forward, Nikolai Ehlers gets his 4th goal of the season. Now, first of all, there should have been a penalty on the play. Derek Ryan absolutely got leveled out, and it should have been an interference penalty, but there was no call on the play. Got over to Nikolai Ehlers, and he took a very beautiful shot, which beat Koskinen on the glove hand, his weak side of Koskinen's glove, which the Jets went up 2-0. And Koskinen from this point forward wasn't playing too bad. He was making some nice saves, and people were just nailing him on Twitter. And I don't think we should be blaming Koskinen fully for this game. Yes, a bit. He should have made a few saves throughout this game without a doubt. But he was making some big saves, keeping us in this game. And the Oilers, our defense, weren't. Especially on this goal where Pierre-Luc Dubois scored. This was all on Duncan Keith. He shoveled up the boards and didn't, I don't know what he was really thinking of shoveling up the boards, because then it turned it right back over to the Jets and ended up being a perfect setup play to Pierre-Luc Dubois, who was sitting right in front of the net to put up the 9th goal of the season for the Jets. And then Mark Scheifele scores another one for the Jets, and I think that was once again on Keith, I think. Or no, who was that on? I want to see the replay on this again, because I actually don't exactly remember what happened. Oh, that was a shot from the point, right? Right. Shot from the point. and it went right in the back of the net and beat Koskinen. It was a kind of a screenshot as well. And then going into the third period, Leon Draisaitl, the others started stepping up a little bit with Leon Draisaitl getting 2 goals on the power play. 1 goal, which was a beautiful 1-2, and then 1 goal that was waved off, but then Tippett challenged the play, and it was actually a good goal because Lowry pushed Puljujarvi into the goalie, and Draisaitl had a wide open net, so I made it 4-2, and then from the rest of the game forward, we just weren't able to do anything. We weren't able to carry the momentum. We played horrible 5-on-5. Everything about this game was just horrible. It really is. Like, there is nothing to say about this game, but this game was absolutely horrible. If you guys watch the stream, you guys know that I got very cranky about this game, and I still am. I'm emotionally fucking wrecked from this game because of how horrible this team played throughout this entire game. It was a really bad, pure and simple game. The first 2 periods were dreadful to watch. We got dominated by the Jets throughout the entire game. You know, they dominated us every minute of that first and second period up until the third period where we actually got power play time. And that's the only time where we ever fucking played good. That was the only time we ever played good was on our power play. Isn't that a joke? Let that sit in. That the only time we played good was on our power play. Our third line, talking about, you know, without 97, 29, or 93 on the ice, which is McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nuge, we have 7 goals for to 18 goals against with our depth this year, which is worse than any other year before. Our depth is actually getting worse, and it looks like it. I don't know why Tal Turris keeps getting played. It makes no sense. Brendan Perlini has been looking horrible. Derek Ryan is for some reason paired with those 2 bums. I don't understand what we're exactly doing. The Dynamite line looked horrible throughout the 9. They were not dynamite between Nuge, Yamamoto, and Draisaitl. You know, McDavid, Hyman, and Puljujarvi looked like they were our only good line. McLeod, Fogle, and Kassian didn't look terrible, but, you know, they allowed goals against. They're not the greatest defensive line in the world. I just don't have anything else to say, but this game was absolutely lazy and just plain down bad. It really was. There's nothing else to say about this game. Keith is looking horrible. I don't know exactly why we keep playing him. He can't play defense alongside of CC. They actually paired Bouchard and Keith alongside of each other, which didn't look too bad, but still, Keith looks horrible. Plain and simple, he should not be an NHL defenseman right now. He can't skate. He can't handle the puck. He's just straight up a bum. Like I said in the offseason video, and people disagreed with me. He can't skate, like I was saying. He can't handle the puck. He can't play defense. He can't pass the puck because he keeps turning it over. CC also looked dreadful throughout this game. This is just... It was a painful game. That's all I can say. There's really nothing else to talk about, but this game was painful. There's no positives to talk about with this game, that for the fact that, you know, Hyman, McDavid, and Puljujarvi looked all right. Barry and Nurse were... Yeah, they made a lot of turnovers offensively. They weren't terrible, but they couldn't hit the net for their life. Every time Barry took a shot, he missed the net. Every single time he shot that puck, he missed the net. He had, 5 shots in the net, and I gotta say, he probably missed another 5. He was missing the net so damn much. Yeah. I really don't have anything else to say, but that I was massively disappointed by the way that this team played. I think that's really it. I don't want to get angry about this team. I already did during the stream. I yelled about the team multiple times of how poor this team played, and I hope we have a bounce back game on Thursday against the Jets. I really hope we do, because this game that we've seen from the Edmonton Oilers was dreadful. It was really, really, really dreadful to watch. Our depth needs to be changed. Our defense needs to be changed. I hope we see not Nurse and Barry going into the next game, even though they didn't actually have a goals against. That was not one of the worst defensive pairings throughout the night. Like, they weren't the worst. They were actually, funny enough, one of our best defensive cores throughout the night. But still, we need Bouchard up on that top pair. I really do believe that. Either that or keep playing him alongside of Keith. Maybe that will fix it. But I really don't want Barry up on the top pair. I really don't. But in that fact, Nurse and Barry was our best defensive pairings, which is hard to say because it shouldn't be our best defensive pairing. I don't think I got anything else to say. But I'll do a quick wrap up on all the lines again. McDavid, Hyman, Puljujärvi actually played amazing throughout the game. They had some energy. Probably one of the only lines that did have some energy throughout the night. Also, the refs were an absolute joke as well. They couldn't call a right call. They were just absolutely horrible throughout the entire night. Absolutely dreadful as well. The third line wasn't too bad between McLeod, Fogle, and Cassian. They actually brought some energy. Didn't play too bad. Generate some good opportunities. Didn't play too great defensively, but they generated some decent opportunities. The Dynamite line was rough throughout the night. They just did not look themselves. Draisaitl did get 2 goals, but still, like, they were only on the power play, and 5-on-5 wise, we played horrible. The fourth line was dreadful to watch. Turris, I don't understand why he keeps getting numerous chances after numerous chances, and yet we downgrade Bouchard to the third pair, but we keep playing Turris. Just makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. I'm just going to end the video here, guys. I don't got anything else to say. Adios, amigos.